Alrighty, mic check, mic check. Oh boy, howdy y'all. How's it going out there? It's been a while, hasn't it? So, I said on Twitter that I was going to do a stream tomorrow. That's still on, but I really wanted to get back in and stream and make sure that my setup that I have is still working. I don't know why it wouldn't, but you never know. I don't know anything about this stuff. You're gone for a week. Who knows what's happened? So I'm back. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another stream. I am Wesor. Today we're just going to do something a little chill. I'm going to play a little bit of No Man's Sky. Like I said, this is as much a stream just to try and get back into the rhythm of things as anything else, which is, why it's a Guerilla stream, I guess. Sometimes you just get in the mood to stream. And the way YouTube's algorithm works is that it really puts a focus on the streams that have like an hour of lead time. And I'm like, I don't want to wait an hour. So let's just get in here and do it. If people want to watch the VOD, then hello. So that's what we're doing. We'll do a proper stream tomorrow with the setup and the announcement and all of that tomorrow. But for right now, let's just have some fun and chill. It's been a week, hasn't it? So they put out a new update on this. There's some new ships and a couple of new features that are really nice. So I've been playing it quite a bit off stream last week, whenever the patch came out. But this week I really have not had a whole lot of time to play. So I really wanted to get in here and maybe play with some other people. Maybe do some Quicksilver missions. I don't know if we ended up getting the checkpoint that we needed, the tier 3, because there was something really nice that I wanted to buy from the Quicksilver vendor, and I don't know if we ended up getting it or not. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. But first things first, they introduced the new Sentinel ships. A lot of fun. Figure, this is a nice game that's just kind of chill. We can sit and we can chat and we can just kind of explore the galaxy together while I talk about other things. So first of all, just in terms of the game, I've been doing a lot of Sentinel hunting. I've been trying to find my perfect ship. I've got like 3 out of the 4 ships that I want. So I'm almost there. And this one's kind of my all black. That's the tricky part with these ships, is they look like they're all black, but then you get close to them and they're actually like a deep purple, or they've got this green on them. So I'm not entirely happy with this one. I call this design like a calico design, right? It's just kind of a mishmash of different colors. I'm really looking for like a pure black. I guess all purple would be fine, since I don't know if it will actually generate pure black. or pure white. So I've got like a small little interceptor that's pure white, but I want one with the big fold out wings and everything. You can tell because it's got the pistons here and like the little, I call it a switchblade design. They're really cool looking ships. They're big beefy tanks. The bottom I don't really care as much about, but it'd be cool if it had like the little tank legs, the little tank wheels that I've got here. But it's not entirely necessary. But my favorite, let me see if I can bring it up here. My favorite has what I call a swallowtail. There we go, the Hope of Aetheris. You can see probably why I named it that. Bright blue. I've got another one that's called Median's Song, but I think I'm going to switch that one out. I want to try and find another blue ship that's got a little bit different design up front. You know, I'm not a huge fan of these big wing skate thingies. But what's really cool is it's got the tail. It's got this kind of swallowtail design in the bag. You can kind of see them poking out there. So yeah, I'm really happy with the Sentinel ship, but because they're procedurally generated, that's been a lot of my search so far, right? So that's what I was doing most of the time that the update first came out. There we go. So here's Median's Song. And I do like it, but again, I don't like that it's got like the green top and little runner skates here. So I think I'm going to try finding a different blue one. Yeah, it's been a lot of searching. It's basically just going from class to like dissonant star system to dissonant star system. And then if you don't find the design you like, then save scumming and visiting another one and just slowly breaching forward. So that's what I was doing. And then this week, you know, it's been a busy week. It's been pretty crazy. You know, I had work the first couple of days, some pretty long shifts, which I haven't had a whole lot of. I told them at work that like I haven't had like a full 8-hour shift working for someone that wasn't myself in probably 6 or 7 years, right? Like even my last retail job knew not to schedule me like 8-hour shifts, right? And it's not because I don't want to work 8-hour shifts. It's because I'm already working 8-hour shifts, doing this and doing things at home, right? So I try and keep my hours very restricted in terms of like what I'm doing for other companies. But yeah, they needed me to work a couple 8 hours. I guess finals are coming up or something like that. So the normal people that I usually am there to kind of be a mercenary for during the day, they've got stuff to do. So yeah, it's been a little rough. I'm not used to it. I'm hoping it doesn't last too long. You know, I've got other things. I've got this to do. I want to hang out with y'all, and I've got some other video projects I've got to work on. So yeah, it's been a little frustrating, but you know, we got through it. I've got another couple long shifts this week. The nice thing is it's only a couple of days a week. So that's kind of nice. But, you know, this week I had a couple of trips that I had to take during the tail end of the week. Some kind of business trips that I'll talk about a little bit later, because I don't really care if people know about that stuff, right? So yeah, it's just been a busy week. A lot of driving, a lot of travel, a lot of actual retail work. I just I decided, you know, with all this stuff going on, as much as I want to stream, I just literally do not have time to do it, right? So here we are, we're back. We're going to be back on our regular schedule this week. I'll be gone Monday and Tuesday doing the retail stuff, and then we'll be back the rest of the week for some more streams. I've got a guitar stream that we're going to do at some point this week. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if we'll do an unarchived, you know, I've said a million times that I'm not a huge fan of unarchived when I have such a low viewer count, which isn't a bad thing. You know, we've all got to start somewhere, right? But it's kind of like, what's the point of doing unarchived if no one's going to watch? But with the new Metallica album that dropped, like, I really want to play some of the songs on stream, right? And, you know, if I'm going to play them, then I'm going to play them, which means I'm probably going to have the music in the background, which, I don't know, maybe I'll just demonetize it. I don't know how YouTube's going to react to that. We'll just have to wait and see. You know, I'm only an individual and not like a big company, so I'm assuming it might not be a big deal. We'll take it step by step. We'll play it by ear. But I do want to do a guitar stream at some point this week. playing a few riffs from the new Metallica album, and maybe a couple of other things. So that'll go on to the docket, and then obviously we got some more FF7 that we've got to do, right? But for right now, let's get in here. Let's play some No Man's Sky. I don't really have a plan in terms of what we'll do tonight. Where's he at? Euclid, okay. I was just kind of winging it. I figured maybe we might do some planet hunting, maybe do some interceptors hunting. I know for sure I want to do some Quicksilver missions. It just kind of depends on the RNG in terms of what missions we get. Some are easier than others. I did one the other day that was like, oh man, I can't even remember. Oh yeah, find the ancient fossils. God, that one sucks, because even though the planet that it puts you on has ancient fossils, it doesn't have more than normal, right? So you're just constantly flying around from site to site trying to find these things, right? It's kind of a pain in the ass. But the other ones are pretty easy. Rescue the stranded survivor is a pretty easy one. Destroy hazardous flora is a pretty easy one. So we've got a few options. We'll just have to see what pops up. But first things first, the other thing that I was working on, I'm not like a big Minecraft player or anything. I was never the kid that played Legos, right? I had Mega Bloks, and Mega Bloks are like the first sign of disappointment. It's the first time a child learns to be disappointed in their parents is when they get a bucket of Mega Bloks, right? So yeah, I never had Legos. I had Mega Bloks, and it's just kind of like Mega Bloks are one of those things where you just get a big bucket and you just kind of like, okay, have fun, be creative. But it's like, this is too much. It's too much creativity. The possibilities are endless, and no matter what I try to decide to build, I'm just gonna build a UFO with wheels, right? Like that's, how like in Skyrim, everyone just kind of eventually becomes a stealth archer. Mega Bloks, everyone just eventually builds a UFO with wheels. It doesn't matter what you're trying to build. That's what it happens to end up as, right? Legos, you need that you need that instruction, right? You need that controlled freedom. So yeah, that was kind of my first lesson in disappointment. And because of that, I never really learned how to build things, right? Like I was always more like the creative writer type, not the structural engineer type. So I've never been a big builder in any kind of game. That's why, I like playing Minecraft, but I can't say I'm very good at it. But the point that I'm making here is that I did finally decide to go ahead and try building a base. Now, it's not a very intricate one. Like, it's not going to win any design awards, but I'm happy with it. I've had this perfect paradise planet for quite a while, and I've never done anything with it. I liked it because when you look over here on the left side, it's got this remnant of a giant freighter just sitting in the bay, and I'm like, okay, this is a paradise planet. It's got this giant freighter just sitting here. This is cool. We've got to do something with this bay. And I sat on it for months, probably 6-7 months. But I finally decided to go ahead and try my hand at building, and I think it turned out okay. It's a little more restrictive than I would have liked. It's not a necessarily easy system to work with when you're trying to do like angled roofs and stuff. Like originally I wanted the roof to be angled, like a slope to one side and then a flat wall down, right? But that's really hard to do with how No Man's Sky works, with how its building system works. So I just decided, you know what, we'll just do a few stories. All glass, because it's supposed to, have a nice viewing area. Nice courtyard out here, just to kind of welcome interlopers to my little base. Yeah, this is supposed to be kind of like a guild hall. I, for a long time, considered myself a member of the Alliance of Galactic Travelers, right? But I guess that the owner, the guy that started it, like, stopped doing it and merged with another company. So the AGT doesn't really exist anymore, right? It's not, it's a little different. So, okay, speaking of, I need to take off AGT out of this, right? So, yeah, with AGT being defunct, I decided to go ahead and kind of do my own thing, right? Like, obviously, I don't really post a ton on Reddit. I'm not active in the community or anything like that. But one thing that I never really liked about a lot of these player-made hubs and player-made travel communities is that they always want you to claim bases, right? I don't really like that. I don't like having star systems, like, I don't like forcing people to, like, name star systems with my, you know, community's initials or whatever, right? I don't like the idea of claiming something. So I've always liked the idea of just kind of like an interstellar geographical society, kind of like the National Geographic Society, right? And yeah, it's kind of like a formal force, but I don't want anyone to like claim anything. This is just supposed to be a hub for players that are like me, that don't really have a home. We spend all of our time traveling to different systems, trying to find that perfect planet or trying to find that perfect ship. And then we share that information with other players, right? Like, that's what this is supposed to be. I chose the little starship here. It's for players that don't really like to set down roots. This can be a little way station for them to stop by and just hang out and have a good time, right? And just talk and share stories of our travels. I think that's the important part, is like sharing the stories about planets and weird things we found along the way, and just enjoying that lifestyle, right? So I've made this little guild hall. It's nice. I like it. And the thing is, I can keep expanding it. You know, that's kind of what the idea is. Like, you've got this nice viewpoint, you got the nice twin or, well, I guess, oh no, that's the anomaly. Twin moons, twin planets, a remnant bay off to the side. I don't know what this rock, oh wait, that's outside. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, the problem is I don't really know a whole lot about how bases work in No Man's Sky in terms of like what other players can use. So I don't know if it's worth putting in like the workshops, right? It's like, I'm thinking of maybe building like a lower level down here to the right that kind of reaches down to the beach. And originally I was going to put like some of the workstations, like the science terminal, the weapons terminal, that kind of thing. But I don't even know if other players can really use them. You know, if I was going to make a base for interstellar travelers, then I wanted it to be something that they could actually get some use out of. Not just like a way station, but like a place that they can come to actually visit and get stuff done, right? But I don't know how all of that works. I might do it anyways, just so I have more stuff to build, but I haven't entirely decided on it, right? So here you go. Here is the, oh, wrong button. Here we go. There you go. Here is your code. So if you are at all interested, let me move myself here. Move ourselves over here anyways, because I hate those, I hate those quest messages. Like, I don't really do anything with the log anymore. I've officially beaten the game in terms of, like, the Atlas stuff. So there you go. There's your code. This is an isentam. So if you are at all interested in coming and visiting my base, or just want, like, a place to hang out with other people, tell your friends, post on Reddit, do whatever you got to do, because God knows I probably will never do it. I don't know. I grew up on something awful, right? And I still, not ashamed to admit it, but I still post occasionally on there and read the forums, right? It's very different than it used to be. It's pretty chill nowadays, but I just like that forum style of threads, right? So Reddit's just a little bit too much for me. But, you know, it's might pop up there at some point or another. I haven't decided. But yeah, there is your portal code in isentam if you are interested in coming and visiting the base. And it is open to anyone. No one can edit it. I'm not that dumb, so it will stay as it is. Please don't troll it if you find out you can do things. I would really appreciate it. Again, I'm not very good at building these things, so it takes a lot of work for me, and I'm very limited on how much time I have to do those kind of things, right? But I would appreciate it if people would come and visit and hang out and yeah. So there's your portal code. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. I really like how it all turned out. Can I? Let's see. Let's adjust the field of view here. There we go. There we go. Yeah. But yeah. So if you're at all interested in No Man's Sky, this is one of those games that is just. I feel like it flies by people's radar because of how it launched. But like, I can't think of any other game that's just been so consistently good. Like, it's just one of those games that it's not like my favorite game, but it's a game that I know I can always come back to when I'm in a certain mood, or I just want something to do, or I just want to just sit down and explore a bit, right? So if you've never played No Man's Sky, that's the kind of game it is. It is a very chill game. Now you can turn on like PvP and space combat. I have all of that stuff turned off. I'm basically in a normal save with a bunch of custom like combat settings turned off, right? It's a normal save with custom settings, which I'm very appreciative that they added that in, right? But it is one of my favorite games. It is a game that I always find myself coming back to, even after 6 months or so. If I go a while without playing it, I know it's always there for me. So yeah, if you do already play it, though, you guys know what the portal code is. If you have never played it and you don't know what a portal code is, that's a whole deep well. There are several wikis. The thing with this game is that the community is so absolutely bonkers, right? Like, this is one of the most intense communities I've ever seen for a video game. Like the wikis these guys can create on all of the stuff you can do in this game is just absolutely wild. Like, it is truly like a sandbox game it in a lot of aspects. You can mod it, and the developers don't really care if you do. In fact, Sean Murray, the director, he posts all kinds of stuff with edited shots and that kind of thing. I don't think they really care. But even the base game by itself has a lot that you can do and customize and just really explore the potential of. So I can't really go into portals. That's a pretty big thing, right? You have your portal code, but just started, so it'll be a while. Well, I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like a crazy big base or anything like that, but I'm proud of it. I've never been a big builder. Let me move myself back here. You guys can see me over on chat. There you go. I've never been a big builder. I'm not creative enough to do it, but when I actually get something done, I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, it's just kind of like an interstellar society community. No claiming bases or anything like that. Just come hang out, share stories of your travel, share cool places that you've been. And yeah, and oh, I didn't show you guys this, but here's like the little VIP lounge. Not locked or anything, I guess, but here you've got a really nice view of the derelict freighter that's crashed into the bay. Like, I really cannot describe what it was like finding this planet. Like, I was like, okay, this is a paradise planet. Let's go check it out. And obviously you have like the whole planet you can potentially land on. And somehow I landed on this bay. And I fell in love at first sight. The moment I saw this freighter and the fact that there's no storms or anything like that, like, it really is a perfect planet. I'm genuinely surprised that it's not actually listed under my wonders as like the most perfect planet. Where do you have? This is another cool thing they added recently is the wonders is like you can see like what's your most perfect planet, what's your most hostile. It's got a lot of cool info in here. But like my most perfect, it's a cool planet, but it's all mountains. There's like no oceans or anything like that. the weather and everything is nice, and it's very cool because it's very close to a couple of other planets, so it's got a cool like skyline. But it's literally all mountains. If you've never seen one of those mountain ranges, they're pretty wild, but they're all like knife ridges, right? Knife ridges and very deep valleys. There's not a whole lot of places you can land. There's not a whole lot of places you can build. I thought about making some kind of mountain resort that like sticks out from one of the valleys, right? And I thought that would be really cool, but with the way the mountain planets work, it's hard to get a really good view. You know, if I'm going to build a base, I want it to have a really good view with lots of windows so you can see outside. You know, you can build a base on any planet. You're building it like an iridium farm or something. I'm all about the aesthetics, right? I'm all about how cool a planet is to look at. How calming is it to you when you go visit? Does it bring you peace? So I like windows. I like being able to see outside. And yeah, the mountain planet, my most perfect planet in the Wonders Guide, it's not very good for that. Unfortunately. I wish there was like a Wonders for most screenshotable planet, really. So yeah, let's head back to the anomaly. Ooh, I need to go check my freighter stuff first. I am on one mission for my weapons guy. I never finished my weapons mission quests. I've got to find 2 Viking daggers, which is very time consuming and not very easy when you're on a creative custom mode like I am. So basically the only way I can get Viking daggers at this point is from these freighter missions, right? All right, here we go. Yeah, you know, the past couple weeks, this is really all I've done off stream. Is just getting this stuff built and just really getting back into it. This new update did a lot. You know, I think the only other kind of update that can really get me back into the game like this is if they revamp procedural planets. You know, last time they did that, it erased everyone's bases. So I know some people might not be happy of it, but I would absolutely be okay if they decided to revamp the planets. Like if they delete my base, I'd be sad a little bit because I do like it, but I can rebuild it. I would much rather have new types of plants, new types of animals, new types of terrain. Like that to me is what the game is all about, right? Okay, so I've got some Korvax casing. Like, really the only way to get Viking daggers, if these guys don't do it for me, is going to be, digging, and I don't really want to dig. I'm very lazy tonight. But yeah, so this update, because it introduced the new ships, the new ships are another big thing I like. You give me some new ships, and I absolutely am going to fill out that entire, my entire freighter. And I'll show you. I am at 12. If they add any more ships, I have no idea what I'm gonna get rid of, because I genuinely love every ship that I've got right now, right? The Sentinels are very cool. You know, they're very cool. They're procedurally generated. It is very annoying trying to find the perfect one, but that's kind of the joy for me, right? It's the joy of the hunt. Okay, man, I got some nice treasure. I don't even know why I'm selling any of this stuff. Like, money means nothing to me in this mode. So there's literally nothing any of this can do for me. There we go. But, you know, it gets it out of the inventory. Now, I think I can do something with the psionic egg. I do have a living frigate that I need to upgrade, but I can't remember which of the things upgrades my frigates. Okay, so we got a Cortex node and a neural assembly mode. I think I'm pretty stocked up on my living ship on all of that. I don't know if I can add anything to it. But yeah, it's just a nice game. Nice game to just kind of chill. And more importantly, stream after being a week away. So, oh yeah, so, you know, the thing that I was doing, you know, I said that I went on a little trip. Well, it turns out that my home city, my city of St. Louis, right? We have a literary award every year that I didn't know about. You know, when people say literary award and St. Louis in the same sentence, I'm immediately like, what? We have something like that? So I'm looking at the list and I'm like, oh, well, okay. People actually care about St. Louis enough to visit here? It's got to be like local authors or something, right? Nope, it was Neil Gaiman. My literary idol. You know, I've said multiple times, like, that's what I got my degree in, right, is English. Bro, I'm on the other side of the river. Right on, man. That's cool. Yeah, I'm in the area. I don't want to give away, like, my exact location, right? And St. Louis is pretty big, so it can mean a lot of places, but yeah, so it turned out Neil Gaiman was getting the St. Louis Literary Award this year. And he's my literary idol, right? Like, I got my degree in English, I've written a couple of books, and a large part of that is because of Neil Gaiman. So I'm like looking at the degree on my wall, and I'm like, oh, that thing. How's that going for you, right? So I was like, okay, literary award, big event. It's relevant to my degree. It's my literary idol. So yeah, I went up and had a chance to see Neil Gaiman in person, and it was absolutely incredible, right? And what's really, really impressive... Where am I going? Oh yeah, the anomaly. I wanted to, let's do some Quicksilver missions, shall we? So yeah, I get there. It's at SLU, which is a big private school, very high end, much fancier, much fancier than my university, my little state school, right? We get in there, and first of all, you know, it's not even on the SLU campus. It's, you know, a little bit away at one of the auditorium like stage venues down the street. It's like this very old Masonic auditorium, right? I guess it was like an old Catholic church at some point. You know, it's got those really like 200-year-old chairs that are really uncomfortable and have no leg room. It only seats like 300 people. I'm like 5 rows back, and reading the little brochure they give us. I start looking at like some of the past recipients, and I'm like, oh, this is like legit. Like, a few years ago was Margaret Atwood, and then a few years before that was Salman Rushdie, and Michael Chabon there at some point, Stephen Sondheim. Like, oh, okay then. People actually do care about this little city of ours and the awards that we give out, right? So yeah, it was really cool. You know, it was a lot of fun, but it was like a big deal. I have to drive a couple of hours to get up there. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun, you know, sitting 5 rows back. They had like a musical performance before he came out. It was like a 3-piece quartet, like string or string thingy, playing an arrangement from Stardust, like the motion picture. It was like a piano, a violin, and a cello. And yeah, like, I've never experienced anything like that in person. Like, our concert band in high school, we didn't have strings. We weren't fancy enough for the strings, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, I feel so fancy right now. Like, I feel so high class. And like, the most expensive thing I'm wearing is like my Final Fantasy 14 Citizen watch. I didn't feel too bad though. Like, I'm waiting in line, and like, everyone is, it felt almost like a Comic-Con vibe, right? Like, that was the kind of crowd that Neil Gaiman like brings to his events, right? Like, yeah, you've got the fancy people with the reserved seats who are like all donors to SLU, and they're in the really nice suits. And then the rest of us are wearing like, you know, maybe a nice button up in my case, because it's a fancy event and you got to wear a button up to a fancy event. And then other people are wearing like Doctor Who shirts. But it was a lot of fun. And yeah, sitting a few rows back, and then he comes out, and it's just like, holy shit, it's Neil Gaiman, right? So it was really a dream come true. I'm very happy that I got tickets. What really amazed me is that he wasn't going to do a signing. Um, it was a big literary award. He'd been there talking for an hour and a half, and there was 30-45 minutes of stuff before that to do with the award. And yeah, there was no signing. So I was like kind of glad that I didn't bring my book, right? But I'm sitting there in the lobby beforehand, and they start wheeling in all of the merch and the drinks, because obviously you got to have alcohol at a big fancy event like this, right? So they bring in like 50 boxes of books, right? And I already work at a book retailer as the part-time job, so I'm like looking over the books. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've got all of these already. I've got like every Neil Gaiman book under the sun. If I need to buy another one, I'll just use my discount at work, right? So I get back in line, and the lady in front of me, she's like, these are all signed, right? And sure enough, they brought in like 2,000 books, and he signed every single one of them before the event. Like, absolutely incredible. They're supposedly going to post the video of him doing this, but even the guys at SOU, like the director of the SOU libraries, right? Even he seemed kind of like flabbergasted at the sheer speed at which Neil Gaiman can sign these things, right? But yeah, it was really cool. I ended up spending way more than I should have on copies of books that I already have. But I wanted some nice hardback editions of like American Gods and Good Omens. I have little mass market paperbacks that I've kind of worn out over the years. So yeah, I ended up getting some upgrades, getting some signed copies of, sorry, motorcycle, getting some signed copies of some books, and a couple smaller like nice trade paperbacks for my parents and stuff. And yeah, it was really cool. He came out, showed us his fountain pens that he used. It was a lot of fun. But obviously with the driving back and forth, and he had a craft talk the day after. It definitely took up the weekend. So I was not able to stream, unfortunately. You know, in China, me, I have not read them before, but I'll be honest. I buy a lot of books that I don't have time to read, so I have like a billion books on my backlist that I just can't get to, right? But I'd be interested in knowing a little bit more about them. And read King Rat. All right, I'll put it on the list. I work on Monday, so I'll check our little database and see if I can get it. I don't know if that's something we would carry in our store, but I can probably order it, and I get a nice like 40% discount. So I'll add it to the list. Absolutely, yeah. See, the problem with having an English degree and working in publishing and media is you're always working on stuff that's not out yet, so you never really have a chance to work on to like go through and read things that are already out, right? Just dropped out. Hey man, like my first go around in college was 2004. It took me almost 15 years to go back and finish, right? I finally did. Naturally, I decided to go back to school and finish right when a pandemic starts. But, I went back and did it. You don't have to do it right away. There's all kinds of things that go into school. For me, I just wasn't prepared for adult life, I guess. So, yeah, everyone's got a different path. If it wasn't for you, that's fine. And, maybe one day you'll decide you want to go back and do it, or maybe things work out a different way. There's, everyone's got something different. For me, I'm proud of the degree. Looking back, I don't know if I would have done it again. And it's not because of the degree, but more where I went to school. It's a small state school. It doesn't have those connections, and it really has not helped me at all in terms of finding a job, right? Like, I know I can do all this stuff with it, and I had a good time learning, I think my time in my classes really helped give me some ideas on stuff to write. And that was one of the reasons I went back, is because I was having a hard time coming up with writing ideas, like story ideas, and it definitely did help with that. It gave me some ideas that I've been working on ever since, and I'm pretty happy with. But in terms of like the job stuff, if I was going to go back and do it again, I would have tried to hold out for a bigger school, right? But but I have it now, and you know what's done is done. Thankfully, being a small state school, it wasn't too expensive. We'll, I guess, find out later this summer if it's gonna get I'm gonna get a reprieve or not. But you know, if not, it's a lot of money to me, but it's not like a ton in the grand scheme of things. So we'll just have to get by as best we can, right? Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, I think a lot of it just comes down to where you start. You know, living in a small town where I'm at, there's not really a whole lot of opportunities to do anything with my degree. And you know, I've mentioned it before on stream, but I've probably applied to like 200, 300 places out of this area. But no one really wants to give you a look if they see that you have to relocate. You know, they say they will, but they don't. So that's why I'm an anime figure on the internet. Is I have some. It doesn't make me any money, but I at least have some kind of control over it, right? So you know, if worse comes to worse, work for yourself. That's really all you can do. And yeah, it's hard. You're very poor for a very long time, but at least I'm happy doing what I do, and I have the control that I want, as much as YouTube at least allows. But yeah, but it was nice. You know, I haven't really done a whole lot of writing lately. I've just been kind of in a funk, right? But you know, seeing him in person and listening to him talk, it kind of lit that fire again, which is nice. So you know, I've got a couple rewrites that I'm kind of thinking about for my next book, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Skull with an acorn top. Right on. It's you know, there's the one VTuber who's literally the Rock with the googly eyes. So you do what you can. I mean, this isn't even really all that intricate of a figure. It's a free figure I downloaded from Booth. So you know, we make do. Your pages every morning and then delete them. Yeah, I mean, I used to do the thing you write 2,000 pages or 2,000 words and go from there. No, that's how Stephen King does it. You know, and I do have Scrivener, so it's really easy to keep track of all of that stuff. And sometimes I'll start writing in the middle of a story if I'm having trouble with like the beginning or something like that, or I'm just not feeling a chapter. I'll write a chapter that I know I'm really confident about, and then go back and work on the other stuff later. But yeah, it's for me, it's more of a time thing at this point, because between the retail job and this and other projects I've got going on, it's pretty difficult to do. But I think you know, if I can get back in the habit of it, it won't be too bad. What was it? Ah, that's right, the black hole in the wall sign. I think that's the one that got added with the tier 3 progress. Like, you see the universal progress, so every time someone completes a Quicksilver mission, it boosts this up a little bit. And once it's complete, I think the black hole in the wall sign was the tier 3 reward, so it does look like we got it last weekend, which is nice. But now I need the Quicksilver to actually do it. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, I just have to kill a bunch of stuff. I think that's what I have to do for this. Sure. Oh, this one's 1800. Yeah, we got to do that. That's the weekend event. I keep forgetting it's Saturday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. Well, I guess maybe it is. I guess maybe it is technically Sunday now in our time zone, right? But yeah, the weekend events just dump Quicksilver on you. That's kind of nice. The problem is this one's kind of annoying, so we'll just have to do what we can with it. Multiplayer writing, all it is. Sitting in Discord VC, writing separately, and then sharing. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do it. I've never really done a whole lot of like writing groups. Obviously, in college, we had the writing workshops. One of my 300 level classes. That's basically all it was. Was like we get in there, we read a short story from the best essays of whatever year it was. We talk about it for half an hour, and then we go and write something, right? And that really did help. But yeah, I'm the problem is I'm one of those people. Like, I don't know how Stephen King does it. Like, Stephen King has talked like about it multiple times about how he'll write in the morning with like AC/DC blaring. I can't do that. I have to have like complete silence. I get too distracted. If I started putting on music, then all I'm gonna want to do is pick up my guitar and play the music, right? So like I really cannot have any distractions, or it's just gonna throw me completely off. But yeah, you know, worst comes to worst, maybe I can relive my junior high days and write some Sonic fanfic. Maybe that'll get me back up and running. Anyone knows some good Sonic RP communities these days? I'm not ashamed to admit that way back in the day, I mean way back in the day, I was on Team Artail. I was a very active poster on Team Artail. If you don't know what that is, lucky you. If you do know what it is, how's life going for you? All right. This one's kind of a weird one. I think I'm gonna have to like delete the base after I'm done with it. The construction outpost is kind of annoying. I think I'm gonna have to build an underwater outpost at some point, which is kind of gotta find some water just in case. I don't know if it's like a for sure thing, but I know a lot of them do. It's been a while since I've done this one. We'll land it here. We'll construct our base here, but I need to make sure I delete it afterwards so I'm not hitting my base limit. All right, a base computer. Here we go. Space Station 13. I've actually heard of that. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I see it on like the Twitter chatter every now and then. Claim base. There we go. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, I do have a few novels that I'm working on. I have like 2 or 3 like ideas and a few chapters written. I just really need to get back into it and bear down on it. One of them I've talked about on stream before, but it's a cyberpunk thriller, right? It's more of like an old school detective story, you know, a detective trying to figure out a murder case. It's just set in a really cool cyberpunk city. But I've been having some issues with that one because the whole conceit of it, it's going to be really hard to figure out why someone would even murder someone in this city. Like that's the tricky part. That's what I'm having issues with, is the motive, right? In any other detective thriller, that's not an issue. In this one, it will be. And it's kind of hard to explain why that is without going into too many details. But yeah, it's just have to figure it out. Okay, so this didn't work. Oh, straight corridor. Here we go. Yeah, straight corridor, not the glass corridor. Okay, there we go. Build another biodome. Yeah, this really likes biodomes, doesn't it? Build a biofuel reactor. Okay. The nice thing with this one is it's so easy in my custom mode. I have to do absolutely nothing. Trying to do this before they introduced the custom settings was just, it was hell. Like, it's not hard to do any of this. It just takes forever because you have to get all of your oh, livestock unit. Here we go. You have to get all of your stuff. You have to get all of your mats, and then you have to automated feeder. Here we go. And you have to, you know, grind mats together and smush them together and stuff. Connect auto, oh, automated. to a power supply. Oh, that's right. Here we go. Toggle wiring. Here we go. I think it wants me to connect it to those. That's what we're gonna do, I think. Maybe. Is it gonna let me? Maybe not. Let's build another one right next to it. Here we go. This is all getting deleted later anyways. Here we go. Wait, that didn't work. Wait, why isn't this working? Connect automated, okay. Well, now I'm kind of lost. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. There we go. There we go. Nice. Boom. Connect biodomes. Boom. And boom, I assume. Maybe. I don't know. Another writer I'd love, Quentin Crisp. Copy paste a couple beautiful quotes. For sure. Yeah, man, I'm always taking ideas. It's yeah. Right now I'm reading Salman Rushdie's new one, Victory City, and it's very good. My thing is like my tastes have changed so much over the years. Like I used to be like pure high fantasy nerd, and lately I've just been, I think, just contemporary fantasy. I've realized that I don't really like high fantasy as much anymore. You know, the created worlds and elves and dwarves and stuff. I don't know why. I'm just I'm not into it as much as I used to be. And I don't know if maybe Neil Gaiman is part of that. But yeah, I like fantasy, but I like fantasy set in like our world. I don't know, I just feel like our world is so crazy and interesting already. Yeah, I'd like to explore more of that, you know. Okay. Let's see here. Let's put this up. There we go. Connect biodomes, place electrical wiring in the build menu. App wires. I've really got no idea what's going on right now. Like I'm connecting these things and it's not doing anything. See, this is the other thing I don't like about this quest line is it's not super clear on anything. Failure may be I like that. If at first you don't succeed, failure may be your style. That's a quote for VTubers if I've ever heard one. I feel that. I feel that deeply. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna maybe none of this is working. All of every that's a perfect quote for what's going on right now. Seventh Sword trilogy. I didn't know the author by name, but I have heard of the Seventh Sword trilogy. Our world dies, sends into her world, so he gets isekai'd. Okay. You know, I've never really read too many like isekais in book form. But it's something I probably would read. Yeah, none of this is working. I've got no idea what's going on right now. I've got no idea how to get this thing to work. Like, you need like batteries or something. Power generators in your base. Okay, so let's build a battery. There we go. Let's connect our wiring here. There we go. And then let's try and get this to work. Niche to the stars. To the power supply. That's what I'm doing. They should be powered. I don't know what's going on here. Spill. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try this from scratch here. Solar panel, battery, wiring. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out eventually. One day, this smooth brain will figure things out. There. Like, it worked when I connected the other one. Gumsoo. You know, there is a another kind of fantasy book, and she's well, they're pretty popular. Iron Widow. That's been on my to read list for a while. I think once I finish Salman Rushdie's, I'm gonna read Sheeran's book. Even though it's been out for like a year, and I follow them on Twitter for ages, I never actually got around to reading any of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I need to read Iron Widow, and I've always heard it is Pacific Rim in China. So that's kind of next on the to-do list. Okay, one of these has got to work. One of you stupid things has got to connect right. I don't know which one. I don't know why. What is going on here? What's furnace empty? There we go. Let's fill all of these up. Maybe that'll do it. There we go. It's like everything's connected. All of my biodome stuff is connected to the power sources now. So why isn't it working? Did I miss something here? Massive pile of pulp sci-fi? Yeah. I mean, that was what I used to be into. Got I've spent my time in the Chronicles of Pern trenches. Let's see. Okay, this is really starting to annoy me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, really annoy me. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm connected. The biodomes are connected. Just something is not working here. Something's not lining up. Okay, and the build menu. There's another one over here that I'm missing. Surely one of these has got to connect. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing. I don't know what's going on with this quest. I think maybe this was a bad idea. I knew it. I knew that it couldn't be this easy. Here I was thinking that, oh, hey, I'm on this creative mode. Nothing can touch me now. Nope. Here we are yet again. What's going on with this biodome? Why is this not connecting? Like, I've got so many wires crisscrossed right here. I don't know. Used bookstore that smells like basement, yeah. That's one thing that I missed the most about LA when I lived out there was my favorite bookstore, the Iliad. Like, it's only used books. They didn't sell anything new. It was all used. It's like you just go in and you'd have people with like these massive boxes trying to sell them, the book owners. You could find some nice stuff because people would bring in pretty much brand new releases that they just finished reading over a weekend. You would get it like half off. And it was so chill. They had 2 cats that would run around. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here, buddy? What's not working here? Here we go. Connect biodomes. Okay. The biodomes are connected. They're connected to about every kind of power source that I can possibly carry right now. I've got to be missing something. You know what? Let's build a new biodome. Let's build a brand new one, see if it does anything, and then try connecting this one to the power grid. I don't know why this is so complicated. Here we go. Hey, what's up, mercenary? I don't know. This is I'm lost. I am 100% completely lost right now. I have no idea what is not working on this. And I know this is what happened last time too. I've had this exact same problem every single time I've done this quest. Like, there's a weird trigger, and I can't remember what exactly the trigger is. There's something I've got to connect to it, but I can't figure out what. Let's see. So we've got the automatic feeder, creatures with food. Got it. Got that figured out. Advanced technology, another battery. Do I need to, like, actually have everything powered to a certain level? I don't know. Let's find out. Here we go. Here we go. No, that one's connected. Okay. We'll connect this side to this one. Yeah, I got nothing. Place electrical wiring. It's what I've been doing. Oh, that's right. I think I have to, like, actually do the electrical wiring thingy. Okay. I placed a wire there. And I placed a wire here. Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. You can't just do the toggle wiring thing. You have to, like, actually do the electrical wiring button for absolutely some fool-ass reason. Oh my god. I love this game, but it's also just really bad. Nope, nope, that didn't do it. That didn't do it. Okay. So basically, we're just kind of like screwed here. Because nothing here is working. Okay. Like, look at this. Look at these wires, man. Like, you're telling me that I'm not connected? You're telling me this isn't working? I might literally have to Google this. I hate having to Google what should be a baby's game, but I might have to, because this is dumb. Everything about this is dumb. I hate this. I hate every part of this. Okay. Let's try it over here on the other side. How about that? Oh, no, that's connected. No wall by placing a deep water. Well, I have to do it. Like, I know how to build everything. I'm doing it for this quest down here. It's the weekly anomaly quest. Like, I'm just trying to get that done. I'm just trying to place the electrical wiring so I can get my 1800 Quicksilver. And for some reason, it just doesn't want to do it. And the thing is, like, I know that I had this happen last time, because I try avoiding this quest like the plague, because this happens every time I do it. And I can never remember how exactly to solve it. Like, there is a trick to do it, but I can't remember what the trick is. And it's, yeah, it's just really annoying. Like, I have a base already. Like, I have a base I'm really happy with. But I just want this quest done. I want my 1800 Quicksilver. There's stuff I want to buy. It's at the point where it would actually be faster for me to just do the little 400 Quicksilver quests. It really would. And just do those repeatedly. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to head back and I'm going to go do the 400 Quicksilver quests, as long as it's not the Find Ancient Fossils one. because this is dumb. This is incredibly dumb. Here we go. Yes, yes, I know that. I know. I've said that. I said it's for this quest. It's, oh, buddy. Here, let's fine. We'll try it. We'll try it your way. Here we go. This is this enough? Is this enough solar panels? Oh, I might need to upload it. Well, let's. But I don't want to upload because I'm gonna delete it in like 2 seconds. Here we go. Let's do this. You will be powered. You will see the light. There we go. Come on, biodomes. I believe in you. I believe in you, biodomes. Come on. If this isn't powered by the end of this, let's try it. I'm gonna try uploading it, but it's like getting deleted here in a second anyways. No, I didn't do anything. That is the power of every sun. Man, with all of the galaxy I've explored, that is a lot of suns. That is a lot of power. Okay, let's try from this side. Ooh, that one doesn't have any power. Try you. Oh, and that one doesn't have a wire on it. I don't even know if I'm connecting these to the right things. Yeah. Okay. We're just gonna go do the little 400 Quicksilver silver quests. This is dumb. This is dumb and I hate it. I hate this mission. I hate this mission so much. This is why I always skip this mission. It would have been so much faster to just go and kill animals like 4 different times. Where's my log? I'm getting rid of you. How do I get rid of the quest? How do I get rid of this quest? I don't want you anymore. Okay. I think I just go back to the anomaly and just turn it off. I hope. Where are you, anomaly? Come to me, my child. Here we go. This is the true perils of space. Not having proper instructions. You could jerry-rig something like the Apollo 13 guys, and it still wouldn't be enough for this game. You really could. Okay. You got it, buddy. You can do it. You can do this. Well, the good news is this loading screen isn't gonna, like, send my bitrate to hell. That's like the big problem with this game, is just trying to stream with literally any bitrate. Because every time you warp, like, those particles are technically counted as particles, and it just becomes a blurry mess, right? What I really need to do is just do that weekly quest with someone else in my party and have them do it for me. Do it the lazy man's way, because God knows I'm lazy enough. Okay. That is one of the perils with this game. Like, I do genuinely just absolutely love this game. But, they have a habit. Hey, this one. I like this one. Just go and kill some plants. Easy, easy. Gather crew of travelers. That might, yeah. The thing is, like, I love this game and how many updates they put out to this game, because the nice thing is, it's like, it's all DLC, but it's all free. I cannot think of another game that has been so persistently good with its updates for free than this game, right? But they have a habit of putting out an update with some really cool features and then just, like, forgetting those features exist, right? Like, there's still stuff with squads that they've kind of forgotten about. Like, oh, squads still exist, I guess. You know, little things like that. So, like, I have a feeling like they made this mission, and it still had all of these bugs and all of this stuff going on with it. And they just kind of forgot it was there, right? Here's your weekly quest. And the same one we've had for like 5 years now. Main game for months, but I locked my difficulty and refused. I understand, yeah. It's cool. I appreciate the offer. At this point, it's done and gone. You know, it was really just for Quicksilver, right? And I've only recently learned the importance of Quicksilver now that I've actually got a base that I wanted to build. So I'm kind of like making up for lost time with a lot of it. But it's not like super necessary. I don't mind slow boating it with a couple of these like 400 Quicksilver missions. Most of these I know how to do. They don't have as many bugs. This planet I can already tell is going to be annoying because it's like one of those mountain planets, but we'll deal. I like killing flowers. It's fine. You know, the things that I want, it was really just that one new sign that they added. And that's only 800 Quicksilver, so I only need to do like a couple of these quests and it'll get done. And then I can go back to just like building the base that I want. I really do need to figure out. Oh, I've gotta like go over there, huh? I've got to figure out how I'm gonna like expand my base without it looking like garbage. Because I do like the idea of expanding it over to that right side that I showed you. It's just I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to make like like some sleeping quarters? Do I want to put the terminals in there? Yeah, I love this ship, man. I love this ship. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the front design. You know, it looks black here, but it's actually a dark green, and that's a big problem if you're going to be ship hunting for these Sentinels, right? If you want these interceptor ships, there's two big things you got to watch out for. One of which is the dark black ones are usually like actually a dark purple or a dark green, right? So like the wings here, I'm not a huge fan of the big flat wing design. I'd much rather have just kind of like a pincer design up front. But they're actually a dark green, so it doesn't look all that great in bright light. But I love the blue, so I'd like to get rid of that. But the other issue that you have, and this is one that it took me a long time to figure out, all of the planets, the distressed planets that have Sentinel ships on them, like 99% of them have an awful purple filter on it. Like it's something that they added with the update to show dissonant planets, is they put an awful purple filter on it. Normally, I don't mind the filters when I'm just planet hunting, but when you're trying to search for ships of a certain color, that purple filter completely destroys any ability you have of actually seeing what color a ship is. Now, it gets a little easier, you know, for ships that you're like, okay, I don't like that design, right? The tank with legs looking one, yeah, that one's really cool. I have a ship that's kind of like that. I'm not crazy about the colors, but I like it enough to keep it for right now, right? But yeah, so when you're planet hunt or ship hunting, and I have been through hundreds of planets trying to find my perfect ships, right? You know, you can see the designs right off the bat if you're gonna like it or not. So it gets really easy if you're like, okay, that design's not one that I like. But when it comes down to getting the colors that you like, it takes a lot of time, and when you're searching through hundreds of planets, you know, those precious few seconds really add up. It can take you hours. But if you want to get rid of the purple filter, you need to go into photo mode and change some of the effects and use some of the photo filters in there. Like the one I use for most of the planets, let me get into photo mode here. The one that I use for most of the planets that have that purple filter on it, I use Emerald. Is really good for some of them. Like it looks really green right here. When you're on one of the purple planets, the green kind of cancels it out. So it's really nice for certain ships. The other one I really like is Vapor. Doesn't do anything on this planet because we're on a really bright planet. But when you have a planet with that purple filter, This one does wonders, especially when you're trying to figure out if something is either orange or dark red. This one's really good for that. Because when you have that purple filter on, you cannot really tell the difference between ships that have orange, like the classic Sentinel color, and a dark red. And I like the dark red. It took me a few tries to figure it out, but I did finally get a couple of ships with that, right? And I'll show you some of the other ships here in a little bit. I've got a pretty nice collection of ships that I like. I'm just really just kind of fine-tuning the design and colors that I want. But I like the overall designs of what I've got. But again, it took me, I mean, I was ship hunting for probably 10 hours a day for a couple days after the update came out. It was a while. It was not easy. So yeah, it's the benefits and the dangers of procedurally generated ships, right? But I do like that they added it. I do really like the update. I think it is very cool. So yeah, I'm ready for some new planets now. Let's add some new biomes. I know that's gonna really fuck up a lot of bases, but I'd be cool with that to get some more biomes. 100%. Okay. Now I'm finally on the right track here. Yeah, I knew this. I knew this planet was gonna be really annoying. That's okay, because I take no damage. Nah, I'm a god. Oof. One thing I do want to learn. I'm going to save you guys. I need to put a marker down for these. Come back and wipe the floor with them in a second. Yeah, these big mountainy planets are kind of rough for this mission. It's like you got to find the hazardous plants. And it's like all going up with your jetpack like this. It used to be, I don't know if they patched it out, but you could face the cliff. It would just auto fill your jetpack, right? And I haven't been able to do that lately. I think they patched it out. And that kind of sucks, because you could really make some good time doing that. But I haven't been able to do it in a couple updates. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's probably going to be like up on that hill, I'm guessing. Let me get my speeder. That's just gonna make it so much easier. Where are you, Utopia? There we go. Yeah. Gotta go in like that direction. Got it. Gotta look for the little marker. It's always in like a little divot. It's pretty easy to find, I'd say. This it? No. Oh. I think my game's having some issues trying to stream at the same time. There we go. There we go. There we go. I knew I was going to be on the right track. Nice. When you transfer ships to a different save, they change colors. Oh, that's good to know. I haven't really done a whole lot with like save transfers yet. I really like my saves, but if I decide to do anything, maybe like after an expedition and it converts over, I'll have to keep that in mind. 'Cause yeah, I definitely don't want to mess up my my colors. Where are you? Where are you? Down there. I see. I see. As I can always build an exocraft. Might make things a little easier. Oh no, the flowers got me. Oh, that's what happens when you touch grass, kids. Right. Never go outside. Where we at? Okay, here we go. Where's my mining beam? Here we go. This thing's got the range, baby. Yeah. Yeah, take that flower. Yeah, I knew this one. It took a little bit of time, but all of the flowers are pretty grouped together, which is nice. Thankfully, now that I'm at this phase, it shouldn't take too long. And I only have to get 10? Really? Wow, usually it's like 12 to 17. Nice. Easy mode. Easy game for children. There we go. Let's, that one. Failed. Important lessons is to never try. Worst day of your life so far. Whole bases to other saves and players. Oh, that's cool. You know, so far, I've avoided using save editor. Like, yeah, I'm on like easy mode, but you know, I kind of want to at least search for my own stuff, right? But I've been kind of tempted to use save editor for no other reason than just getting my getting the golden vector instead of waiting for that expedition to come around again. I'm really mad that I missed the golden vector. And the thing is that, like, I was playing when that first expedition came out, but it was like a really long expedition at the time. Like, they've kind of made them a lot easier since then. But yeah, I really want that golden vector. All right, where's my baby? This is my baby. There we go. I'll get down here. Oh yeah, I searched a long time for this ship. This is like the ship that I wanted, my living ship. I know you can get some other ones now. Like, it's too perfect. Like, it's got the running skates that I wanted. It doesn't have any like weird antenna up front. Like, I would find some that like had like the running skates, but then it had like the hammerhead design or something. But oh, this is sleek. Like, I like sleek ships. I like the kind of like ones that look like they would have racing stripes, right? The Ferrari of living ships. I like the curves, I think. Custom pets, yeah. Oh, the dragons, yeah. Speaking of, I need to hatch my sandworm. My sandworm. Now I've got it somewhere around here. Or did I even pick it up? I don't know if I actually picked it up. It's probably sitting in the Quicksilver guy. Yeah, I do need to get my pet sandworm. That was a cool update. I like that one. Here we go. Yeah, that and the Normandy expedition. And that one I don't know if they'll ever bring back, which kind of makes me sad. I really oh wait, no, I don't need that. No. There you go. See, I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to wait on that. Just because I need to clear out some ships, and man, I'm at that point where it's just like I don't know what to clear out. I think I'm down to 2 solar ships now and 2 exotics. I had a full stack of exotics and a full stack of solars. And I'm just like, oh man, I don't know what to get rid of now. I'm really there's so many options, and I just don't know what I want to get rid of. I'm thinking, I don't know, I might get rid of my golden scarab or my crimson scarab. Where is it? There's my white interceptor. It's pretty nice. I like it. A little more sleek. It doesn't have the switchblade wings, but it does have the TIE fighter wings. So they split up the X-wing. Let's see. But I'm kind of thinking maybe my crimson scarab. I really like the red design of it, and I like the pincer design up front. But I don't really use it a whole lot. So I might get rid of this one. I have not decided yet. I want to get rid of the AGT here. There you go. It's just, man, there's just too many good ships. Too many good ships. And I don't know what I want, and don't know what I need to make space, man. But I do appreciate it. I kind of want to see if they'll bring back the expeditions though, because I do want to kind of get it legit and actually finish that expedition too. See what all changed now that they made them a little easier. Yeah, the other thing that I want is the Normandy. You know, Mass Effect's one of my favorite series, and I never Oh, that's right. I've got the cool thing. And yeah, with that one, I don't know if they'll ever bring the Normandy expedition back just because of the copyright issues, the licensing stuff. Okay. Oh, that's right. I was checking. Okay, so I need to do one more of these. Save your ships in the save editor. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, I haven't. Oh no, I'm not under. This one I hate. This is like. This is subjecting yourself to a personal hell. It really is. I don't know why. It just sucks. Like, it'll land you on a planet that's got a bunch of bones, but they're all spread apart. Like the Flora one, the one I just did. You get down there, you gotta find the little graveyard. But once you do, like, all of the plants are all grouped together. You can burn through 10 or 12 of those plants just like right in a row, right? Can't do that with this one. You gotta do some searching. Last time I did this, I was probably on that planet for 40 minutes trying to find all the earth or all of the ancient bones. Yeah. Yeah, the save editor is pretty powerful. I know a lot of people that do use it, and I don't know, I'm considering it. I might do it at some point. But right now, you know, I've got enough stuff that I've got to do that yeah, I think it'll keep me busy for a little bit. Let's see. I need all of this to turn over. Let me get in here. I'm going to initialize this one again. We're going to give this another shot. Come back around in 6 months to a year. Yeah, I know they usually do them for like New Year's. New Year's especially. But now that they've got so many expeditions out, you know, we'll see. Last year they did the second half of expeditions. They did like expeditions 6 through 12 or 7 through 12. The first 2 years ago they did 1 through 6. So I don't know if they'll bring back, you know, the really old ones, but I hope they do. But, you know, Sean said this was going to be a big year. Said they've got a lot of plans. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I really didn't expect this update to come back so soon after the one a couple months ago. You know, we just had the one with the with some of the VR overhauls, the one that introduced VR, that like just came out. And they already came out with the Sentinel update just like immediately after it. So, you know, if this is the pace that they're going to be working on, I'm pretty excited about this year. I'm ready to see what they can bring us. Keep an eye on Sean's Twitter for those emojis, right? I feel like that is a really fun way to do things. I don't know too many persistent games that have that kind of lore to it, right? You know? You just sit on Twitter and Sean posts the single emoji tweet, and it means things are happening. You know, it means it's the sign, it's the spotlight in the sky. It's a tradition. You don't have too many games that have like the tradition like that anymore, right? It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it. Okay. Do I want to give it another go? I don't know. I'm kind of hoping someone will come down and join me. Hey, here we go. That was easy. I can kill more plants. That's not bad at all. Yes. All right, hopefully it'll be on a different planet this time. Let me get my little white interceptor out. Let's do it. Show you what the Lost Tundra looks like. It's a little different without the switchblade wings, but it's really cool. I like the side. I like the little A-wing type of figure. But you know, this is one of the ships that I would potentially get rid of if I could find an all-white ship with the swallowtails. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. But so far I haven't found one. Finding all-white ships like this is already pretty difficult with the procedural generated stuff. And my whole thing, like, yeah, I could look on Reddit in the coordinate exchange, but I don't want someone else's ship. I want to find it myself. So I'll go from planet to planet, searching for ages, trying to find one, and sure enough, Oh, so it is the same planet. Got it. Well, that's fine. We'll we'll make it work. Only for basic things, or just advantages, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing is like I don't mind necessarily using the save editor for things that I missed. You know, I feel like that's fine. But I feel like to me, it kind of takes away a lot of the fun of why I play the game. Because I'm not a settler. I'm someone that just likes going out and trying to find the perfect planets and trying to find my favorite ships. You know, things like that. So if I start using a save editor to like just make things the way that I want, it kind of defeats the exploration part of it. Like make cool stuff with custom pets and ships. Yeah, yeah. See, for me, I'd like to find my favorite ship. Pets, I don't really use the pets all that much. You know, I guess I could probably save editor like a pet that I really like in. But ships, you know, I'm gonna hunt my own ship. For me, it's all about the exploration. Like I've mentioned it on stream a billion times, but like for me, this game, I don't like the combat. If they got rid of the combat completely, I'd be fine with it. For me, it's about the exploration because I've always wanted to be a space trucker. Like I played freelancer a lot back in the day, and yeah, I like games that like you can build that have like a player-based economy. So like you can physically just load up on a cart and go from one town to another, enjoy the scenery along the way, right? I like the big open world games that have that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I play this game is the exploration parts of it and just being a frontier explorer going from place to place. So, you know, I don't want to use the save editor to really shortcut any of that. I want to find that kind of stuff on my own because that's why I play the game, right? But, you know, obviously this game's so big. There's so many different things to do in this game that everyone kind of plays it for different reasons. So, you know, the reasons I might not use a save editor might be the reasons that someone else will. Oh man, freelancer. Man, I was in a lot of LAN parties in high school playing freelancer on my practically broke my computer because, you know, it was an old family computer, didn't have a graphics card. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. But you know, this is a quest planet, so I'm sure they did that on purpose. But yeah. But yeah, you know, it didn't have a video card. My parents didn't know anything about computers. It was just, you know, an office computer, right? I'm like hauling this big thing to a LAN party with everyone that knows what they're doing and built their own computers. I'm sitting here just like taking forever just to get through one warp drive. But man, I did love freelancer. I spent a lot of time. I need to try X3 and I guess X4 is out now. You know, I bought like the trilogy ages and ages ago, right? But I was very dumb. And it was way too confusing. Like just getting into the pilot seat and trying to figure out the controls was like too much. Like it felt to me like playing Flight Simulator, but in space. I feel like maybe if I went back and tried playing them nowadays, it wouldn't be as bad. Like I'd actually be able to figure it out. But it definitely seems like my kind of game. I think I would really like the X series if I could figure out the controls. Yeah, this game is unique for having more focus on cooperation. Yeah. Although I've heard, you know, I've got I read the Something Awful thread on this game quite a bit. Because the guys there are pretty cool and share lots of cool screenshots and stories. But there are a couple of goons there that are in permadeath mode, and apparently trolling is like a really big issue in permadeath mode. And yeah, I guess it's caused quite a few big issues. Like here, if I'm doing my thing here and warp to someone's base from the anomaly, I can safely assume that I'll be okay coming out the other end. But I guess in permadeath mode, it's a really big thing to make troll bases. So like, you don't want to visit random bases that you see in the anomaly, right? Like that's dangerous. Because people will build trap bases and build portals that immediately place you over a cliff and or trap you underneath concrete, you know, things like that. I have not experienced it too much. I've heard that it's a thing. Obviously, you know, in this mode, you can just, you can report bases and it'll get rid of bases so you can move around, right? Yeah, you can disable PvP. So like permadeath mode, I don't know if you can do that in permadeath mode, but the way the people troll in permadeath mode is through the base design. It's a pretty big thing, I guess. I never would have thought of that. You know, I've heard of people in custom mode and in normal mode, like blocking off ships, right? Like how we can find these sentinels. I've heard of people finding really cool ships and then trying to build a base over them so you can't get to it. So that's why you can report bases now. Like that's something they added in specifically to get rid of that. But yeah, in permadeath mode, there are bases that can kill you. So yeah, they'll drop you off cliffs or place you underground or place you like in an extreme environment that you can't survive in, you know, little things like that. So that's too much for me. I'm not a big PvP guy anyways, outside of, you know, Final Fantasy 14, you know, playing some Crystal and Conflict every now and then. I might hop into Apex every now and then, but that's about it. It's I don't know. I can't keep my adrenaline going for that long at this age. It just wears me out. You know, it'd be easy to just hop in and play some chill games, but I'm too sweaty for that. Like if I'm gonna play a competitive game, like, man, I grew up on Unreal 2K4. If I'm gonna play competitive FPS, like we're getting in there, man. Like we're playing some competitive FPS, right? That could be fun to do on stream at some point, but it's not something that I could make like a regular thing. I'm way too competitive and sweaty for that. I mean, you guys can go back and watch my you guys can watch my FF14 videos of doing like ultimates and stuff. It's yeah. too much, man. Okay, there we go. One. Okay, two more. I need two more. Two more flowers. There we go. One more hazardous flora. Where are you? I see some toxic fog down there. I see little bubble butts. Let's go. See, this was much better. This was much easier. This is so much more chill than trying to build a base that doesn't want to power. And yeah. Posted Vigs. That makes sense. Of course it's YouTubers. It's always the YouTubers. That 100% does not surprise me. The only time, like, I don't know anything about the No Man's Sky streaming community. I literally just, like, watch some random streamer for my my Twitch rewards, and then that's about it. And usually it's on mute. I just mute the tab, and then that's it. Which one do I want to use? I use one of my solar ships. I like my solar ships. My solar ships are pretty cool. Took me a long time to find some with the white base, and then they have kind of that golden rust color. Like, it's not quite gold or silver. It's not quite black. It's got that kind of rust effect on it. Yeah, like you can kind of see it there. You can kind of see how it's kind of splotchy. That's a really, really cool look on these solar ships. I really like it. So I've got my little bunny rabbit solar ship. Got the little wings, little ears. Yeah, I love my solar ships. They're a lot of fun. I save scum so hard for these. All right, and get up to the anomaly here. I think I might change up my burst trail on it. What burst trail do I have on it right now? Oh yeah, I've got the sputtering exhaust. Let's switch it up. Let's do the temporal starship trail. There we go. I bought that one my last time I played, and I haven't actually had a chance to see it yet. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Almost too much, though. Like, it covers up most of the back half of the ship. Oh. Well, we can buy some more later. There's plenty of options in the Quicksilver vendor I haven't gotten to yet. I've really only paid attention to the Quicksilver vendor within the past 2 weeks. I know that's like heresy to a lot of players, but I literally was just like, I don't know how to build bases, so I don't really need anything from this. And then I got deep in the well of building bases, and here we are. All right, let's turn this in. Let's go buy our sign, and then go back to my base. Here we go, complete. Yeah. Here's my 800 Quicksilver I needed. Oh, buddy. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Nice, nice. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I've been using a lot of features that I've been kind of sleeping on them, man. Like, you know, I didn't know you could visit other players' bases from the anomaly. And more importantly, that a lot of those other bases could lead you to other galaxies. So yeah, I finally find out about that, and I've been doing my part too. You know, I found a portal in Isentam. So if you want to go to Isentam, you can visit my portal. So if I'm in the anomaly and you want to visit another galaxy, you know, if you're a newbie in Euclid and you want to get out of Euclid, go to another galaxy with a lot of perfect planets. Here you go, Isentam. And then I've also got, I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but sure enough, went to another player's base in this one, found a portal, and yeah, so if you see me in the anomaly, then yeah, you got a couple gateways to a couple of other galaxies to go explore, right? But yeah, we'll go back to my base. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this sign. But we did it. Yeah, we made it. Oh yeah, I don't know if you were here, but here's my little way station for intergalactic travelers. You know, I kind of want to make my own little traveling society, my own little interloper society like AGT and the Galactic Hub used to be. But yeah, I'm just not big about claiming bases and stuff. I'd much rather just have like a little home base for people who are wanderers, you know, people who go out and search for those perfect planets and perfect ships and your favorite pets, and then come back here and tell about your travels, right? And here's my little base. And yeah, of course, I'll put it up here again. So just kind of as a reminder for everyone, but there's the portal code. Here we go. There we go. But yeah, here's the portal code. If you were at all interested in coming and visiting my little way station at some point. Yeah, I don't know if it'll ever be busy. You know, sometimes I visit the featured bases in the anomaly, which haven't changed in like a year and a half, and they really need to get back on that. And yeah, there's never anyone there. I've made the journey to the Galactic Hub in Isentam. A lot of really cool bases, but no people. So yeah, I'd like people to come and visit and say hi and meet each other. You know, I'm kind of busy a lot of times, so I'm not always here, but you know, I don't mind other people coming and visiting the base. You know, just kind of tell about your travels and tell about the cool things you found, right? But yeah, there's the portal code. Screenshot it, pause it, do whatever you gotta do. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to build something over to the right there and make another little VIP lounge, or maybe some bedrooms or something like that, you know? Just something a little different. Yeah, I just love the fact that I found this spot with this giant derelict freighter just sitting in the bay. I really could not have asked for a more perfect planet. Like, this is even more perfect than the actual perfect planet that I made my original base on, the one that was in my past streams. You know, I don't know if they changed something in the past few updates, but the past few times I've gone back to that old base, the skies changed. Like here, during the daytime, it's a perfect blue. Sometimes like a sea greenish, right? But the last few times I've been back to what was originally my home base, it's all purple. It's got that purple filter on it. Now, if I go back to my little I can't remember what they're called, the station, like the little base building sim that you got. If I go back there, it's like a blue sky, so I guess the sky changes at lower levels on my old base. But yeah, I was really disappointed. Past few times I've been there, it's been a purple sky, and I just really don't like the purple sky that much. But this one, yeah, this one's perfect. Yeah, you go into photo mode here. It's oh, not what I meant to do. Here we go. Change it up a bit. I mean, this is like, this feels like it's from the No Man's Sky, like official artwork, right? It really does. The freighter over there. Yeah, you just get a nice little VIP lounge, a nice view of the twin planets. Yeah, I think this is my new home base for sure. I do genuinely love this planet quite a bit. I'll show you what I mean. Go back and visit my old base. There we go. I needed to visit my hub anyways. I'm sure my little village is wondering where the hell their mayor is. Sorry guys. Know that that choking air has been a problem. I'd have forgotten you for a while. Where are you? Here we go, the frontier settlement, Doverty settlement. Like I never did a whole lot with this, so it's still like a B-class settlement, and I really need to put in the work to get it up to S-class, right? I don't even really know if it gives me anything. This is another one of those things that I'm talking about where they added in an update and then they just kind of forget about it. Like they haven't touched settlements really at all for a while now. It's been some time. Oh. Let's see. I've been settling a lot of disputes more than anything. Just one guy arguing with another, one Viking. And there we go. There it is. Do I have a new thing I can build yet? Yes, no, maybe. Hey, policy decision, let's do it. Research teams are at loggerheads. They have competing proposals. We could invest in bolstering our anti-sentinel systems. Removes choking air. See, I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about sentinels at all, right? Leisure technology. So yeah, that's what we're going with. Let's improve leisure. I don't have combat here, so it's not an issue. But yeah, this was my original base. This was the old one on my old streams. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, just because it has a special place in my heart, right? And you know how it is. You don't want to get rid of like your first base, the one that made you fall in love with the game. It's like getting rid of like your childhood toy. You can't do that. It's just wrong. But it has changed. It's not the same. So yeah, you can see it's got the red sky. It wasn't always like this, and I don't know what happened. It's not nearly as nice as the old one, but it was kind of cool that I managed to keep it this long without the dirt filling in after all these years. I figured it would have filled in by now because it's really hard to make these little underground cliffside bases. Eventually, you dig up more stuff, and it starts backfilling the old stuff. But somehow we've made it. Somehow it's lasted after all this time. Here we go. All right, well, with that being said, I think it's about that time. Not bad for a Guerilla stream. I didn't expect to stream 2 hours today, but, you know, I guess everything still works. Here I was worried that I'd forgotten how to use my setup after all this time, but yeah, we're still good. So yeah, we'll be back at some point today, tomorrow, whatever happens to be for your time. Sunday. Sunday US time, sometime in the afternoon. You know, I haven't decided if we're gonna do a little bit more FF7, get a little bit more out of that, or a guitar stream. We'll figure it out. I have been jamming a lot lately. I think it would be kind of fun to do another jamming session, but yeah, I haven't decided. We'll figure it out. It's been a week. I want to stream. I've got to work Monday and Tuesday, and then after that we're going to be streaming a lot more again. So we've got a busy week ahead. If I don't do the guitar stream today, we'll do it sometime Wednesday, Thursday, you know, at some point. But thanks a ton for coming in and hanging out. You know, not bad for a Guerilla stream. I'm happy you guys came and you know, chilled with me for a little bit, kept me company. It's early in the morning, so it's always kind of iffy on whether or not anyone's going to watch, but I hope you had fun and had a good time. That being said, you know, have a good night. If you like the stream, same as always, like, subscribe, tell your friends, I don't know, post on TikTok, whatever kids are doing these days. I appreciate any of the support. Have a good one. And if you aren't able to come check out the stream later today, have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Take care.